for Canada Day weekend, a diverse collection of new books to celebrate our earliest residents and our more recent arrivals. Luminous Ink, Writers on Writing in Canada, edited by Tasmikwat, Rabindranath Maharaj, Dion Brandy. 3 editors, themselves drawn from the top ranks of Canadian writers, asked the 26 novelists, story writers, translators, playwrights and poets assembled in this collection for essays about what it means to be here as a writer in Canada now, or how a writer abroad experiences the concept of being a Canadian there. What they got is a treasury of literary musings, thoughtful, wise, funny and always original. If you ever wanted to burrow into the minds of some of Canada's greatest living treasures, this is your chance. A keeper. Aisha Atlas, Uzma Jalaluddin. Aisha Shamsi, a thoroughly modern young Muslim, spoken-word poet, substitute teacher, purple hijab, is in no rush to get married. Khalid Mirza, an observant Muslim tech worker, skullcap, white robe, looks forward to marrying a woman of his mother's choosing. Because while it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single Muslim man must be in want of a wife, there's an even great truth to his Indian mother. His own inclinations were of secondary importance. Aisha and Khalid seem a mismatch. But Elizabeth Bennet and Fitzwilliam Darcy didn't click immediately either. A debut novel, with a few Austinish echoes, that takes readers into the heart of Toronto's Muslim community. Article continued below. That Time I Loved You, Carrie Ann Lung. That Time I Loved You is a novel, but it can satisfyingly be read as a series of linked short stories. The time is 1979. The place is Scarborough, and most of the people we encounter moved into the new subdivision 4 years ago. The recurring narrator is June, an 11-year-old girl whose parents arrived in Canada from Hong Kong 15 years ago. She begins by telling us that this was the year the parents in my neighborhood began killing themselves. We will learn much more about these dead parents, and the lives they touched, over the course of the book's 10 stories chapters. The Road to Dawn, Josiah Henson and the Story That Sparked the Civil War, Jared A. Brock. This is the story of Josiah Henson, 1789–1883, an enterprising slave born in Maryland who escaped to Upper Canada, population 213,156, in 1830 with his wife and children. In due course, he learned to read, preached to a congregation of black workers, and in 1842 established a settlement and labor school for black freemen, some of whom he helped flee across the U.S. border. Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin was partially based on Henson's inspiring life. A true Canadian success story. Raised somewhere else, Opakihak Opema, a 60s scoop adoptee story of coming home. Colleen Cardinal. The 60s scoop refers to the removal of thousands of First Nations boys and girls from their homes, and housed with white families, mostly during the 60s and 70s. Colleen Campbell defines the scoop bluntly as an aggressive tool for assimilation and cultural genocide through the Canadian child welfare system. This is her memoir, beginning when she was taken from the settle. Lake Cree Nation as an infant in 1972, relocated to a few unsavory foster homes, before being sent with her 2 sisters to new white parents 3,000 kilometers away in Sault Ste. Marie. Hers is a story of abuse and dysfunction, told in simple language that cuts like a knife. Sarah Murdoch, smurdoch49@gmail.com